Welcome to Revendale Homestead. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to be covering a lot of off-grid, hippie, um, sustainable living kind of topics. One thing I did not say in my last video that I want to get out there right now. This channel will be real. I mean, I love a lot of people's off-grid channels. I think that they are awesome, and it just, I mean, it was what made us, one of the big things that made us decide, hey, that we can do this. But I feel like a lot of them don't present an accurate picture of real life. There are some that do, but a lot of the ones that have the most views and the most hits, I feel like they present almost like a fairy tale fabricated sort of view of it. And they don't show the reality of the difficulty of off grid and, country life and farm life. Yeah, it is really cool. It's really beautiful. It's not something I would ever leave. I mean, even if, for some reason we had to move, I would try to move to another off grid, out in the country location. I would not ever go back to the suburbs if anybody paid me to do that. I mean, I hated it there. It was not who I am. But I feel like a lot of off grid channels don't want to show the bad side of it. They don't want to show anything that might make their place look less than magazine perfect, or they just want to show, like, oh, everybody can do this. Look how easy and beautiful and great it is. And yeah, I mean, there are things like that about it, but it's not everything. And unless you've been out here a long time, like 10 plus years, or you have a whole lot of money and resources and a whole lot of time to devote to it, your place is not going to look immaculate and perfect. I mean, off grid is mud, and it is difficult, and it is, just slapdash things knocked together a lot of the time. And a lot of people who live off grid, and really, really do, and aren't like some kind of publication in like Mother Earth News or something, which, I think is a great magazine, but I feel like that they only show the dressed up version. There are other publications and sites and things that show, I feel like, a more realistic version of it. So, my channel's going to be real, because I don't want anybody to get a wrong idea of, oh, it's going to be like the Shire when I move out here. It's going to be just beautiful all the time, and I'm going to just have this place, and all I have to do is just live in it. That's not true at all. So, so, let me tell you a little bit about minimalism today, because I feel like that is a big, giant off-grid issue, and nobody really wants to talk about it. It's like minimalism is sort of a trendy thing, and it's like, oh yes, look at my house, and I got rid of everything, and now I'm all happy and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it is that too. But minimalism is a big thing with a successful off-grid place, because most people, unless you are Jesse Ventura and you're living down in Mexico on a compound and have tons of money, you're going to live in a little place when you're off grid, because that's what you can afford, or it's what you've built yourself. And as anybody who's been a self builder can tell you, building your when you're building yourself and you don't have somebody helping you, it takes a long time, and it eats up a whole lot of resources and money and time and just everything. And you're finally just like, I want to be done with this. This house is little now, so we're going to deal with it. So, minimalism basically is the concept of you can live better with less. And I feel like that it's essential to off-grid living, because if you have a tiny place and your time is always devoted to caring for your stuff, shifting your stuff around, picking up stuff, moving stuff, dealing with stuff, then you don't have time to work on your place. You don't have time to do anything but stuff, which that is suburban living. That is most of the world, is stuff, the acquisition of stuff, the wanting stuff, the going to the mall every weekend and looking at stuff that you wish you could buy. I mean, just stuff all the time. And that is not a truly happy homestead. Is stuff. I mean, it's so much more than that. It's being happy with where you live. It's being happy and content within yourself and your family and just what you have. It's truly, gratitude and things. And it is the antithesis of stuff. So, I have 6 children, as I've said in my other video. And even though, my kids are not like a lot of kids about having to be all trendy and hip and cool and fit in and like with the other kids, and the reason for that is because of where we homeschool. They are not really exposed to that a lot. I mean, they do go around other children, other homeschool kids, because we are a member of a homeschool co-op, and we attend church, and they are around other kids, and we are the only homeschooling family that I know of at our church also. So they are around other kids who have that mindset of everybody has to be the same and like the same things and stuff. But it is a phenomenon I have noticed with homeschoolers is that being just like everybody else is not really as important. So my kids are not really into that, and so they like what they like, and they're not influenced by anybody but their own selves, or maybe their siblings. But I mean, their siblings are the same as them, so it's like my kids don't really care as much about what's hip and trendy. I mean, we're really old school with like our video games. I mean, we do video games, which I know a lot of off-grid people are anti-TV and video and entertainment, but we're not. We're, like I said in my other video, we're giant nerds, and so we're into video games. But our latest system is a PS3. I mean, I've not bought any of the next generation systems yet, and I mean, I will eventually because I'm a huge Elder Scrolls nerd, and so whenever the Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, I'm going to be there. But, anyway, yeah, I mean, our kids love, old Mario and Sonic, and they don't really care about who's popular and all that stuff. And, I mean, they love what they love. They love superhero things and, crafting and arts and playing outside and doing all this stuff. They don't care about Shopkins or whatever is popular right now. So, but I think even with a lot of children, even if you have children who are not influenced by other people and all their ideas about how things should be, kids are just kids, and it seems like that they always have a lot of stuff. I mean, and we only really buy things for Christmas and birthdays, and maybe like I'm really big into yard sales, thrifting, things like that. And so, yeah, that might be the only other time I bought stuff. But I'm not like one of these people that's there every weekend. I just go occasionally. So I don't really know where all the stuff comes from, but we have a lot of it because we have so many kids in a little space. And so I have to periodically go through and purge. And then also another thing, when you have a lot of kids, people want to just give you stuff all the time. And, I'm grateful for that. I always take everything, even if I'm not sure I can use it, because as the wise Amy Decision, who of the Tightwad Gazette fame, once said, if you turn somebody down, they're probably not going to think about you for giving stuff the next time. So I always take everything. Even if I just have to pass it right along to the thrift store later, I always take it, go through it, see if I can use it, and then if I can't, out it goes. I don't have stuff just sitting around. So, we have done a purge this weekend, and if you notice, I'm in my car. The main reason for that is because it's really windy outside. I don't know if you can see the trees moving around out there, but it's really windy, and so it keeps cutting out. And then all the kids keep trying to come up and tell me things and be loud and stuff, so I'm just in here in my little quiet zone. So, I'm going to take you and show you the purge that we've done this weekend. Yeah, just a second. Okay, so I'm out of the car now, and let me come back here, and I'm going to show you the purge. Yeah. This is only part of it. Some of it that we did send out to storage because it was like seasonal clothes that were mixed in and things, but this is part of our purge that we've done, and there's going to be more to come. Okay, just put her in the car with those. Sorry, children interrupting as I said they would do. So yeah, the purge. It is very freeing, very gratifying to get rid of stuff and to be like, we're not going to accumulate anymore. And it just, you feel like space has been opened and you're free at last. So that's a big deal because, like I said, you don't want to be just focusing on your stuff when you live off grid. You want to be focusing on your place and the things you'd like to accomplish in your place and building and doing all the nice, wonderful, free things, and being chained to stuff is not free. So, with that said, this is me, Arindo Homestead, Becca, signing out.